Well, welcome to Norfolk, and we're going to give you a little tour of the new vegetable garden here down in the paddocks. We've shown you in a short video, I think yesterday or the day before, the Vigiga raised beds here that we got planted up with the strawberries. So we're going to go run around the other parts of this vegetable garden and just run you through what we've grown here, what's been a success, what we've struggled with, what's doing really, really well, and where we're at currently. Last of the potatoes just coming up here. I think that's a red variety. These have done really well, just letting them die back naturally. And the potato crop that we've got off them has been astounding. I think we've shown you some videos where we've been picking and digging those. I've lifted the last of the onions. 3 different varieties I think got planted in this row eventually. Some overwintered ones which we struggled with, and the tops all disappeared from the wildlife having a nibble. So we replanted the rows during the course of this spring, and they've done really well. Just look at those lovely sized onions, mixed sizes, which is always useful to have in the kitchen. I don't mind having a mixed bag of small, medium and large onions. It gives you exactly what you want when you go to the bottom drawer in the fridge. I've got leeks coming on here, which we've been pricking out, planting on and watering in. They're doing really well. I'm going to have some good sized leeks, I should think, by end of September, beginning of November. And they should sit there quite comfortably over winter for harvesting as we need them. The beetroot's been absolutely spectacularly good. Just look at that size of these is wonderful, and there's no fibrousness in them at all. They just look at them, size of Swedes really. It's a heritage variety, this combination of white, red and rimmed, or I don't know how to describe them. It's a light pink variety that's got a lines in them. When you cut through them, it's like it's got various rows. Cooks really well, really sweet, no fibre, and they're eating really well. We've got some giant turnips here, which again I'm waiting to the end of the season to see how they overwinter. Not grown turnips before, and we'll see what they eat like. Not a big fan of turnips, got to be honest with you, so I'm going to experiment with how to cook those well and eat them well. Sweet corn I've never grown before either, and just look at that, a nice block in the back here with plenty of young corn starting to emerge. Nowhere near ready for eating yet, but hopefully going to fertilise themselves really well with that lot in such close proximity here. And then coming round, I've grown some cracking marrows from the courgette plants that I turned my back on for 10 minutes. They have loved it over this season. Combination of the rain and warm weather that we've had, it's just been perfect for them. But as I say, I've lost the plot slightly. Look at those down there. I need to get in, get all those off the plants to give them a chance, and by cutting them off they'll hopefully reinvigorate themselves and put some more flower out, and we'll get some courgettes in late August and September. The salad potato varieties that were freebies from a garden centre, they've all now, the tops have died back off, but they're still digging really well. It's a nice little, not sure whether it's, I know it's not pink fir apple because it's a yellow waxy potato, but it eats really well and they're coming up clean as anything, so I'm happy with those. My runner beans, just look at them, absolutely masses of the things. Again, we've been giving these away, cutting them, trying to eat them at an early stage, but I'm being outpaced by the rate of growth, as has been the case with the French beans. These are one of my favourite summer vegetables, but the amount of crop that they've produced has just been astonishing this year. We have been watering, which I know is the key to these plants, but just look, probably 15 or 20 beans on every one of these plants ready for harvesting. And again, we're giving those to anybody and everybody that comes to visit. Globe artichokes have been, well, I didn't expect these to flower or fruit this year. And when I say fruit, these are the sort of size and shape. Now, I know we've not picked these, we've missed the boat with these because we've been away a couple of weekends. But aren't they spectacular when they flower? So I'm just going to let them open up and flower these. They were just young plants that you saw me planting out much earlier in the season. They've grown really beautifully here. They love the spot. I've got a slight little bit of lean towards the sun, and I have planted in front of them with those runner beans, but these 2 rows of permanent plantings, and the rhubarb's done equally well, as you can see. Lovely thick stalks established on what will hopefully be healthy crowns, large enough to even force a few stems of pink champagne rhubarb next spring. I'm going to try and get this 2-row border area weeded and some top dressing put on out of the chicken litter around the chicken house, which I think will reduce the amount of seed germination I get on this bit of land over the winter months, and hopefully give them a nitrogen boost, because these are sitting in a combination of topsoil and this is where the big pile of mushroom compost was dumped by the trailer early in the season. The other big win, which I'm happy with, this is my 3 plants of horseradish, which we struggled to get established, and again got dug up twice by the digger when Phil was building this border for me. Just look how well they've got established here now, with very little slug or snail damage on them as well. So again, big win. That should have some horseradish root ready for digging as early as this winter. Another 3 little rows of the leeks that I wanted to get planted out but didn't have room where the potatoes were being lifted at the time. Really got to get in here and do some weeding, as you can see. Just look at these thistles and nettles. Yeah, time-wise, I've got a good few hours work in here, I think. The salad beds, again, have really got away from me and run to seed, so I need to get on there and get all those cleared out, which shouldn't be too big a job. Beauty of working this soil is everything does pull up really nicely, and you're not digging for hours trying to get roots out. It all just lifts away. So I'm going to get going with a lot of these jobs, try and tidy up, get some fresh seed going, particularly still got time to plant things like rocket, and I'm going to start some of the sort of slower growing, more hardy winter lettuce varieties. I'll probably start sowing those in a couple of weeks and get some seedlings coming on under that mesh cloche that I need to restore and get standing properly. So lots to do, lots to harvest. It's been a real joy having this area of land to work this year for the first time, and we've got, as I say, just some fantastic harvest off it, so really enjoyed growing.